Anyone want to speak to the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written, suspend the reading.
Second that.
Motion, Commissioner Hillis, second, Commissioner Dodson. Anyone want to speak to that motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0. All right, Wendy sent me a text and told me why she wouldn't be here tonight. Let's see if I can. She's at a GovCon in the Murfreesboro and won't make it back to the committee meeting tonight. She said that Jeff Lee made it to their October meeting and she's met with him and Linda. But anyway, that's all she had. She's at some kind of meeting in Murfreesboro. So we won't have a report from Wendy. Heath is pretending to be doing something, but he is sending two capable employees with his report. So turn it over to y'all.
We'll start out with Ms. Piper here.
I'll sign it. Okay. I'll read off Hate's report. So for agriculture at the UT Extension Office, the Master Beef class has been scheduled. It will be held on Tuesdays in November. This will enable those producers to keep applying for cost share help for their operation. And then the beginning beekeeping course, the Warren County Beekeepers Association has their annual beginner beekeeping class scheduled for this Saturday. Annually, approximately 30 people participate in this event. They will learn about hive construction, insect and disease prevention, predator control, etc. And then the Ag Expo, there is an exciting new event taking place on Friday, November 14th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Coffee County Fairgrounds. This year, the expo will focus on forages with discussions on weed control, evaluation, and budgeting for hay. The event is free to the public and will include a trade show and lunch. And then I'm the FCS UT Extension agent, and for FCS, we had a busy October with lots of trainings, including Tai Chi on my own and sewing. And then also I conducted a salsa food demonstration at Barshaba Towers that engaged residents, got them interested in preparing meals. And then in November, we're conducting a protein bowl food demonstration with Hickory Creek FCE, and then a soup food demonstration also with Barshaba Towers. And then I'm participating in FCE convention for 4 days next week, and a training called Preparing Your Child for Kindergarten. And I'm looking forward to the people I'll work with and meet for food demonstrations and FCE convention. And then I will turn it over to Nate.
Alrighty, I'm the 4-H, one of the 4-H agents here in Warren County. We've had a productive October. First thing, our first contest for the month, we had 29 entries in our annual pumpkin decorating contest, bringing out creativity and fun to the community. This month, I'm excited to say that we are in all elementary schools in the county. We are in 4th, 5th, and 6th grades, and we will be going to the middle school later on in the year and doing a on my own training focused on in finances, like how to buy a house, how to buy a car, everything to finances. And we will be starting up our shooting sports team here next week with 14 students involved in that. That's clay and trap shooting. So,
What age group is the shooting?
we start with 6 through 12.
Okay, so it's sixth grade too.
I'm looking, hopefully make sure to start a BB team with our 4th and 5th graders.
You got 14 already?
14 right now, yes sir.
That's good.
And you are now at the I know at Boyd and another.
We are all private schools and all elementary schools.
Okay.
Yes sir.
Yeah, good deal.
Motion.
Go ahead. But Piper, I don't think everybody here has met you. Of course, tell them a little bit about. You just started with us. What? How many months ago?
I started on June 16th
Okay.
of this year. Yes. And so yeah, I'm Piper Smith. I'm the FCS agent in Warren County. I just finished my master's degree back in May. Interviewed for this job in April and started in June. And right now I've just been getting to know my county. I moved here from Rutherford County back in May, and I do have family here, so I was familiar with the area and some of the people. But as I've started this job, I've just been getting familiar with meeting other people in this county and working with my FCE ladies and doing some food demonstrations here and there. I've mostly worked with Barshba Towers because I have a good relationship with their activity coordinator. So, yeah, it's been a big life change for sure moving from Murfreesboro to here. But honestly, I've loved it. I like the small town and the community and everything like that.
Welcome to our community.
Thank you.
Nate?
Alrighty, I'm Nate Baker. I was born and raised here in Warren County. Went off to UT Martin and got a degree in ag business. And I'm excited to be joining the 4-H program here in Warren County. And hopefully me and Miss Allison can grow the program the best it can be.
Good luck to both of y'all. You know, Heath is now the oldest person in that office. He's the old man now.
Yeah.
He went from the youngest to the oldest in about a month's time. And it's really hurt his feelings.
So you do like the adjustment to here though from Murfreesboro?
I've really enjoyed it, but having family here is really what helped.
Motion to approve.
Motion to Commissioner Hughes, second, Commissioner Martin. Anyone want to speak to the motion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Passes 5-0. All right, there's no one here from the fire board, so we'll move along to Jim at the airport.
Well, you have my report. October was a fairly normal month in terms of sales. Last month we sold 1,750 gallons of Jet A. We sold 2,800 today to one person that's going to run a helicopter somewhere nearby, lifted stuff for Bridgestone. And so November will be better. We still haven't heard from the FAA on Mr. Bourne's swap agreement. That's because of the government shutdown, I think. We have received the material on our maintenance building, and we have a licensed electrician to supervise the work of the TCAT students that are going to wire it, Mr. Matthew Davenport. And we have a list of materials, and we're going to start buying that. And the contractor that's going to put the ends on it is bringing his equipment tomorrow. Going to start work Thursday. So in fairly short order, we'll do that. The next things that we have to do are get the garage doors and some security system on it. And it'll be done. And so far, it's coming along under budget with the garage doors and the security system don't kill us. That's it. What else? And last night, the Airport Commission and the Zoning Committee met in a joint meeting to discuss revised zoning ordinance. Hopefully, that will be less of a burden on the public and still protect our airport and the people around it. So it's a challenge and a chore. I attended the Tennessee Aviation Professionals Academy last week, which was just 2 days worth of lectures. But the nice thing was we had a whole bunch of airport managers there. And there was a lot of discussion about zoning and how other communities handle it. And so I got a lot of good ideas. And we're moving slowly along to try to come up with a proposal.
So the state has rezoned, is that right? Or there's
No.
No, they want to come up with a model zoning ordinance for communities like ours, and they're working with us hopefully to develop one.
I think we're the first, really.
We are.
Right, yeah. To restructure and hopefully.
restructuring, and we'll benefit from that restructuring, hopefully.
And Jim can tell you about the TDOT doing the drone flight
aerial survey with a drone.
less trees.
What the state is very committed to getting these trees down. About 50% of the general aviation airports have conditional licenses like we do, because there's some trees in the approach paths. And it's just a big problem about how do you handle it. And the state has committed to pay for having the trees come down if the county can get permission to take them down. And they are going to run an aerial survey. Here again, we were the first every year to measure the trees and see, how much they've grown and what's penetrating and what's not. And that will give us a much better idea of where we have an issue even before we actually have a penetration of the approach path. But right now, the FAA will not issue an instrument approach to one end of the runway 5 at night because of the trees. It has to have a sunlight so people can see the trees and get out of their way. So in order to fully use the airport, we really need to control the trees, and it's one of our obligations when we take a grant to do that. So we're working on it some way that's beneficial, that puts the least burden on the public.
So I know you've been working on this a long time, but do we see maybe this coming and being able to get the job done this next summer?
That is my goal. Yes, it is. We've got to. I've got to meet with Robert Bratcher, make sure this looks good so far, and then we're exploring whether to have the trees in the zoning ordinance or not. One of the things that we discussed last night was we only need to control the trees in the approach paths, not all the way around the airport. That would be a big reduction in burden for the public. And if we can work an easement, if we can buy an easement, that's better, but it's expensive and it's a long-term negotiation type thing. But we'll have to do that on some ends because.
So that Bourne property in this deal, we still need it though, right?
Oh, very, 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 very much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got the most trees of any piece of property. It's an issue, and he's
And
happy
it's on
to make
the
it
approach to
runway 5. Yeah, that's part of the reason why that approach is closed at night.
But we actually, as far as out in the field with the Bournes, with the new state thing, we actually come up with less trees, did we not?
He took some of them down. There are two things that went on. One, when he put up his barn, he took several of them down himself to make way for the barn. So that was a happy thing. Also, there's a little bit difference between an aerial survey we had done about 2 years ago and the state survey. The state's going to do it every year with the same equipment. So the board and the committee thought we should rely on the state aerial survey annually as a consistent way of doing it to measure the trees rather than a couple of other ways that they could be measured. It's just hard as the dickens to measure the height of a tree from the ground or from the air. And you can know where there's a spot. You don't exactly know which tree it is. You know where there's a canopy of a tree, but you don't. On the ground, you got to go to the trunk to figure out what you're going to trim. So this state annual aerial survey is going to save us a lot of money and a lot of headache.
Yeah, they do it for free.
Good deal. Any more questions for Jim? Motion by Commissioner Dodson. Second, Commissioner Hillis. Anyone want to speak to the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
the Neil Walker, he's in a conference now, but so the Soil Conservation Office, him and Keely, is that her name? Neely. Him and Neely is available, but they're not allowed to use any of the USDA, the phones or the office or anything like that. So if you, I don't know, what do you do if you need to get a hold of them now?
He does have a prepaid cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the number right now. Are you? Have you got it?
Maybe would Matthew know it out there because they're in right now.
Yeah, they probably know that.
You might call if anybody needs to get a hold of them. Call the USDA office and Lindsay Locke or Matthew Rigsby or some of them might be.
The office, yeah, it's actually locked.
Yeah, they're shut down. but they're still available if somebody needs them.
I got it right here if you want it.
Okay, go ahead and give it up.
931-314-6811.
931-314-6811.
That's correct.
And, we'll give this number to, the county executive, and if anybody wants to call the county executive's office,
We'll give it out.
they'll be glad to give it out. But, they are actually county employees, so they're available to work, but they can't use any of the government building or phones or anything like that, so. Okay, is there any public comment?
Why are you always looking at me?
Quite public. Well, actually, y'all about the only public. No public comment. Any other business needs to come before the committee? I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second. Anyone want to speak to that motion? All in favor say aye.
Ah.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. 5-0.